Alright, your song covers police brutality and institutional racism, as long as some references to mass incarceration. And I was just wondering, with so much of that being spoken in the mainstream media, what made you personally, as an artist, want to put your perspective on the issue and release a song, along with the interactive video?
Well, it actually just started with the reality of what dialogue has been in the world through media, those things that we do know, as well as the idea of police brutality being just kind of a repetitive conversation in time. It's not new. Region to region, state to state, city to city, and unfortunately it began to rear its head in a way that began to take lives of what we know, or what some would have the opinion of innocent people. You feel, kind of a sense of responsibility to get involved. Music in some way served as propaganda or either an outlet to talk about social issues, racial issues in the past. Maybe because they were blaringly obvious, but they found their way to the music in the 70s. Let's go back to the 50s, 40s. And I think that we begin to kind of departure, maybe that idea of using music in that way. And while there are many artists who still do it, they don't do it for the purpose of marketing, a plan, a strategy, mass media, right?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I just felt like this is a platform that I know I have to talk to a lot of people, to begin to kind of highlight issues, give my perspective, and use music in the way that I think it should be used. Of course, I still use it for all the other things as well, but there was something in the people who motivated me to be the artist that I am. Marvin Gaye used it in a way that kind of talked about a specific time, a feeling, war, kind of some similar social and racial injustice in that time. So I want to do the same this time.
Okay, and I wanted to talk more about the song itself. The lyrics, of course, we're still in chains, and then you also wrote near the end, say they put the shame on us. And I was just wondering what that personally meant, unpack what that personally meant for you with those lyrics, I guess, in the tape.
Well, it started off as a visual campaign tied to specific lives that have been taken. The fact that we, as people, all kind of own this reality of what's going on with our justice system, it protects us. We pay for it monthly, yearly, as it relates to what money we pay in taxes for the shame. In essence, I think that shame it really was based in, for African American men and women, slavery. And these chains, these ideas, and the fact that, unfortunately, this is a thing that we carry heavy. A lot of people choose to kind of run away from it. No, that's not what we are. Slavery is a thing that was of the past. We progressed, and now it's not blatantly obvious in your face. But yet there are still systems that function the same way as slavery did, as a practice, a practice for a purpose. Of course, lifting your voice and having the ability to begin to change the conversation, and also to fight for those rights that probably should have never had to be defended or fought for. Things did change, but the reality is that we're still in the same predicament. We're still, finding our way in institutional traps that, are unfortunately prohibiting us from being able to break those chains. But that shame is the reality of our country, and what in many ways I guess our history represents. Not what we represent, but our history. And the fact that in some ways we probably took ownership of it. It was a very linear idea that began to develop into something much greater. I just kind of looked at myself as a consumer, looked at myself as a person who was able to find some source of pride in this chain that I had on my neck. but then that chain represents something else. That
Yeah.
chain represents the lack thereof something.
Mm-hmm.
So in all of that, as a creative artist, I began to create, just create the dialogue, the story.
Right.
And the rest is kind of left to interpretation. I don't know if you'll ever gather it the exact same way that I intended it,
Right.
but that's what art is. Art is interpreted by one's perspective. Everybody sees it different, but everybody should be ignited in a different way, and that's what I hope.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.